Come on. There we go, baby.
It lies.
Change colors. There you go.
Oh, wait.
Underneath.
I can go organizing my shit. Why you organize it? I can't. Okay. If you want to keep, well, the cool on today and the heater on tomorrow or some such, donate here.
Now that's Thursday.
Thursday's when the cold front's supposed to hit. Yeah.
Cold and rainy on Thursday.
Oh, yay. If you like coffee, and quite honestly, who doesn't? Don't answer that. Order from these guys. Try the Blanket Fort blend or the New Orleans chicory, which I had taste of.
It's good.
It's not bad coffee.
Yeah.
Let them know you heard about it here. We're probably not going to, well, we're not going to have any peanut gallery today because the girls are off to 20 books and 50K in, I'm about to say New Orleans, but that ain't right.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
Lost wages.
Lost Wages, Nevada. If you happen to be at Las Vegas, wave. Also, you can high five anybody because apparently Raconteur Press currently has 8 of the top 100 science fiction anthologies.
Yes. Outstanding.
8%. Suck it. We brought the Rita Fox today, so we've got quite a bit to talk about.
Yeah. First off, if you haven't gone and voted yet, go vote
Go
today.
vote.
I don't give a rat's ass who you vote for, but damn it, go vote.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Also, we'll start with the books that are out. Our anthology is finally out. There's a link in the chat here.
Somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. It's Oil Patch Anthology, supporting the Tom Burnett Library.
Only 6, 18 are on, and only 6 have liked.
7.
I have a sad. I has a sad. Rita has a sad. Click the like button.
Anyway, it's out, and sales are slow, which is expected. But anything that you can do will benefit our local library. The other one I want to talk about is Rob Howell's got a new one out.
Yes, he does.
It's called Farewell, My Ugly. It's another Edwards saga, book 4. And it is out as of
The
today.
Peanut Gallery has shown.
Yep, today. And it's up to 162 in Nordic Myth already. And we are, morning, Sanford. We are sitting at number 9 in historical fiction, which is pretty good for short story anthology.
Pin Up Noir 2 came out Friday, I think.
Yeah, last Friday.
Last Friday. Doing rather well. Wouldn't mind a little boost. Excuse me. What else we got? I had a whole list of books, and now they've all gone. It's like the spinning circle of death goes away, and my squirrels just fuck off to Buffalo.
Like that flying squirrel I showed you earlier.
Yes. Jim showed me a picture. I did not realize that the air wing of the Rodent Liberation Front, i.e. flying squirrels, were affiliated with Hamas. Until he showed me a video of one playing dead multiple times. Well, playing murdered multiple times.
And he didn't want to get blamed for the
Again,
knocking things over.
Hamas. There are books out, and I can't remember. I just totally had.
Oh, Pendragon Cycle by Lawhead is getting a TV adaptation in 2024.
Please don't suck. Please don't suck. Oh,
Yeah.
crap.
Well, we can always hope for the best.
I keep hoping for the
Hollywood,
best.
so
I keep hoping for the best, and I wind up with Rings of Power.
Yeah, I know. Cedar's new short is out as of last week.
That's it. Cedar's got one out.
Yep. This is her 3rd in this series. And damn it, Cedar, I just lost the name of it. Help me out.
Caretaker.
Caretaker
series. Thank you.
It's My Ghoul is the name of it.
Yeah, My Ghoul.
in
There
the
we go.
Caretaker series.
I kept thinking My Girl, and I said, no, it's not My Girl, damn it. Starts with a G, ends with an L.
I checked Facebook because unfortunately I'm kind of married to Facebook these days, which really annoys me. And I've got all these authors and publishing houses and there's a list, and I can't remember what the hell it was. Yeah. Anywho,
You have to get yourself
Oh.
a clipboard and a piece of paper and write these things down before you come in here.
I've got three about five cards I always used to use, and I don't know why I don't use them now. I've got cases of them.
Oh God, for another friggin' cat? Really?
So if we were to sneak an 11th in there, you wouldn't notice a difference.
Yeah.
Much.
She is turning into the cat lady.
I thought it was Kermit was the cat man.
Yeah, cat man, cat lady. They're a match
Catman
pair.
foo. Catman foo.
I just need to go someplace near there and open a Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, then the cat population would go down.
Let's see. We have a crap ton to talk about, and I've forgotten what
Well,
all
while
it
you're
is.
trying to remember, I will.
Oops, oops, oops.
Things are getting a little bit tight over in the Persian Gulf, Middle East area.
No kidding.
Currently, there is a 6-ship Chinese SAG surface action group in there, diddling around. And the Eisenhower battle group is sitting outside the Straits of Hormuz.
Yeah, because that little puddle's not that big, and having two battle groups, a battle group and a surface action group.
Yeah.
That's just an excuse to trip over each other.
Well, the Chinese don't have a carrier, so it's a surface action group.
They also don't have a surface action group if we feel feisty.
And CENTCOM broke all the rules by saying,
There's rules.
Yeah.
We make the rules.
well,
We have the biggest stick. We get to make the rules.
there are security violations. And it gets pretty bad when CENTCOM does a security violation themselves, which they did, by stating publicly there is an Ohio class SSGN in the AOR. Now, Ohio class SSGNs have well over 100 Tomahawks, land attack missiles on board that they can fire in sequence.
That just gives me the warm fuzzies.
And the Tomahawk has been improved from the early days when I was screwing with them. And they literally can fly through a window. And this time they don't have to go around the back of the building to get to it.
These days, they can make a window.
It's easier if you go through one.
That's one of the things that that confuses the crap out of me. Army CENTCOM is different from Navy CENTCOM.
Yeah.
And the two CENTCOMs kind of overlap, but I'm used to the Army one, and he said that. It's like, wait a minute, what? Because I was thinking Army CENTCOM, which is a whole different kettle of fish.
Now, it's Fifth Fleet, which is basically the Persian Gulf down into the Indian Ocean, which is opposed to AFRICOM, which is Africa.
In the Army, AFRICOM is the subordinate command to CENTCOM.
Yeah.
In the Army.
On the Sand News, on the Navy Marine side, one of the old blimp hangars at Tustin apparently caught fire and burned yesterday. So that's now puts us down to Lakehurst, Moffett, and I think there may be one hangar left at Tustin.
What condition are they in, though?
Well, the one at Lakehurst is still in use. The ones at Moffett are still in use. Hangar 1 at Moffett is being reskinned by Google.
Seriously?
Yeah.
There'll be strings attached to that.
Oh, yeah. And Tustin had 2. So, it's sad. It's sad to see that go away. But according to people that were in the area, it was about ready to fall down anyway.
Yeah.
Because the ones at Tustin were actually wood. So, well, so much for history.
We're on the live. Jim and I'm having vehicle problems this week. And Jim was giving me a ride to work or ride home, I forget which. And we were discussing all the stuff we had to talk about. And we had reams and reams of stuff to talk about. And I can't remember any of them. Oots, fuck. So,
Actually,
Special Forces had done something that really pissed me off. I can't remember what it was.
Actually,
the
the new-
Ukrainian special forces that were fighting in Egypt.
yeah,
I didn't hear about that.
yeah. Sean just pointed out Lakehurst Hangar still does tours. Yeah, that was one I'd forgotten about. They're good people up there. Actually, SSNs today can be both a torpedo platform and a tomahawk platform, so they can go either way.
Center says the anthology. That's not helping.
Huh?
We're Raconteur Press. That's not helping, Cedar.
Cerberus, if they get the proper targeting, they'll only have to make one launch. It'll be multiple weapons, but it'll only be one launch.
Oh, that's it. SOCOM's Special Forces Anthology. Holy gods. Oh, that's what I was going to talk
Yeah.
about. Oh,
and away we go.
SOCOM. SOCOM released an anthology of the future of Special Forces. And I knew
I'm gonna go get a beer. I'll be back.
that the Special Forces were having issues.
Might as well get a six pack.
First off, the Antho was put together by a couple of people, and I only got to study one of them because I'm careful about that sort of thing. And I studied one of them. He's an idiot. And I say he's an idiot. I haven't read the Antho and probably won't because I skimmed it and is there blood? Because so I started researching this guy that set up a Special Forces anthology, and it's very interesting because his bio on Wiki is a cut and paste. The intro, on Wiki, it's different sections. Well, the intro is cut and pasted for the rest of it. And would you believe on his website, it's the same thing? It lists his books. His bio lists his books he's done and the talks he's given, and that's
all two
about
of the books.
No, he's done multiple fiction books. He's got a real Jones for social media intelligence or some such. But it doesn't list any military experience. It doesn't list any. It lists nothing except it doesn't even list. You have to dig to find out what school, what universities he went to. It ain't on his webpage. So I discovered the reason I say this man's an idiot because I don't know much about the intelligence part of social media. I was out long before that social media was even thought of. This guy is purported to be the expert, a drip under pressure, so to speak. But I looked at his opinions on other things, like gun control. Man's an idiot. He runs his, what time is it? 13, 16, make a note. He runs his cock holster pretty hard at the NRA, calling him a terrorist group and so on and so forth, all that bourgeois. And then he's an idiot about gun control. He's an idiot about Trump and lies blatantly lies on Twitter.
Yeah.
And then I'm supposed to trust him on information on social media intelligence. If he's as good as that as he is at gun control, he's a fucking moron. This guy apparently believes or would like for Special Forces A teams to be 18 soldiers instead of 12. Because the Special Forces need to have social media experts on A teams. I don't think the man quite has a bloody understanding of what A teams actually do.
When's the last time you saw a goat with a computer?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Special Forces are designed to go in and train the country's insurgents to do, well, basically fuck up their country. They're designed to stay behind and train the resistance. No. There is no need to burden a special forces team with somebody whose specialty is Facebook. That can be done from a Langley or Fort Meade or any. It does not need to be done in the field because you have to have access to social media in the field. If you have access to social media in the field, that means you got this great, huge, flashing red light saying Special Forces team here, 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 knock it off. We're already seeing in Ukraine, this moron's apparently an expert on Ukraine.
Yeah.
We're already seeing in Ukraine that access to social media is calling in artillery strikes. We have found that if you have access to social media and you're on a secure site, unlisted secure site, and you're going out jogging, apparently everybody knows where the site is because of your idiot social media. You don't need to have that permanently attached to a special forces team.
Well, a lot of it's the Fitbits.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. You do not need to have that crap to a light, fast-moving, fast-thinking, does not need to have this giant shoot here.
Yeah.
Also, apparently, in the future that this schmuck envisions, there's no fighting. Apparently, nobody actually gets killed except off screen, a couple of times off screen. It's all very, very sterile and nerf. And the simple fact that apparently all of the strategic and tactical decisions are made at flag rank by females is beside the point. I hate to tell you, the grunts with the PhDs do a lot of the strategic and tactical thinking in the field.
Okay, what's the friggin' title? Everybody wants to know.
What?
What's the title of it?
Go to a search engine, type in SOCOM Special Forces Anthology.
I'm getting there.
All right. That'll take you to the it's going to be right. Click on that link. There you go.
It's called The Fourth Age, The Future of Special Operations,
Just
edited by August Cole.
P.W. Singer is the one that I've got a case of the hips at.
Yeah.
He's the one that social media intelligence is the be-all, end-all. Social media intelligence is probably very important. However, one, does anybody know what lead pipe cryptography is? Or lead pipe cryptanalysis?
Yeah.
That's when you have somebody who has a something you need that's been it's secured with cryptological stuff. So you take a lead pipe, you beat on his shin, so he tells you the password.
Yeah.
Also applies to special media or social media, because I can, trust me, I can take a rubber hose and any Russian script kiddie, I will get the password to his Facebook account out of him in about 3.2 seconds. And then social media, yes, I quote on the battlefield. If you've got social media people on the battlefield, shoot them in the face. Problem solved. You don't need a specialized social media sergeant on your A team. You don't combat them in real time on cyberspace. You go and shoot them in the face, because they will be using and quite easily track down. They're going to be using the internet, and we can find them just like they can find us. So let's not be findable, and let's use their social media to find them and unalive their asses.
What I want to know about social media intelligence is, when has there ever been any evidence of intelligence with social media?
His big thing is, and he's one of these people that's bought in entirely that social media is actually running. So the Russians are running the U.S. by way of social media.
Oh,
Yeah, aneurysm time, right? Yeah, got moron. Yes.
People tend to confuse
People have never done it.
Yeah. But they tend to confuse cryptography and security with social media because those don't exist. You know, there is no cryptography in social media. All social media is a pay for whatever you're going to get. You know, you're going to get a pile of shit. You're going to get a bunch of people that are expounding on stuff they have no idea about. They become internet experts overnight. There is no security on it. Everything that you say, that you write, that you look at is the property of Apple or not Apple,
Facebook or Google.
Facebook or Google or whoever. And they can turn around and sell it to anybody.
And do.
And they do. And that becomes a huge intelligence find for whoever sits and combs through it.
There should be Special 4A teams should not have. They should not have. If I were the captain or A team, I would make sure every one of my sergeants did not have any. If they had to have cell phones, it would be dumb phones, and there would be no social media on their dumb phone at all, because that's stupid and an invitation for a bomb to come in.
Yep. Well, and it's here again. You know, go back to the Fitbit thing a few years ago, where everybody was out there jogging with their Fitbit, getting their exercise in,
and tracing the outline of the secure facility
and or the base.
In a country we weren't supposed to be, at a base we didn't officially have.
Yep. But because the brass wanted to make sure they were getting their mileage in, they gave them all Fitbits to wear.
18-man special forces. Are you fucking kidding me?
And if you put a social media expert in either the Navy or the Army Special Forces groups, are they going to be as up to speed as the rest of the guys?
Can your average pencil-necked Facebook geek get through?
Buds.
They couldn't get through the obstacle course once. Granted, I can't get through the obstacle course once anymore either, but I did.
How did you do Robin say? Sat in a warm trailer typing on Facebook.
Yeah. Why in the hell does it need to be in the field?
It doesn't. It doesn't. There's not. And Cedar wants us to be happy.
Since any place connected to the internet is equivalent to any other place connected to the internet.
Yeah.
Your location, if you are the social media intelligence person
from Maryland, you
Yep.
do not have to be out in the field slowing down everybody else.
Yeah.
Actually, they should all be on Diego Garcia, where there's nothing to do.
You don't need to be slowing down the people actually doing work, or being a liability to people actually doing work.
Diego Garcia is not that big. I hate to tell you.
I know, that's why they can be asshole to elbow.
Yeah. Jim says, need to convince Kermit to build an obstacle course in the backyard for the kids. Yeah, you're going to make them even more curtain climb than they already are. Escape artist.
Somebody sent that to me. And it's like, well, this is apparently some people have lost the feed. Can y'all hear us? It's back out sounding.
Yeah.
Somebody sent that to me. I know for my love special forces, anthology forces, and stories.
Yeah.
Or at least somebody who knows knows somebody who was in special forces, or knows somebody that was in special forces.
Well, it used to be you didn't talk about what you did.
No, unless you were a SEAL.
Yeah. And even then,
you got buds with a movie contract and a book deal.
No, that the only one that did that was Marchenko. Rest of them kept their mouth shut. Marchenko was a special case, no question.
Marchenko.
Yeah.
Tricky dick.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently our little rant has kicked off YouTube. So now everybody's pixelating. Sorry, folks. Rick made a comment earlier. Submarine Force much like what we were doing. Everything was one-way traffic.
Frank must have got startled and spilled his vodka on the keyboard.
Vodka and orange juice.
What's he saying?
Orange
He's
juice.
watching this. It's not vodka and orange juice. It's vodka and vodka.
That's got to be orange juice because that's what's eating up the keys. But the broadcast was one way. So it came in, but nothing went back out. So you didn't have security issues per se. And we would occasionally, I mean, there were fun things that you could get away with. Like you could phone home from Thailand.
Home.
Well, we gave the, didn't realize this until quite a bit later. We'd given the ladies that were the telephone operators in Thailand a couple of cases of Coors beer. And it was odd their calls never got dropped.
The same reason I used to send cupcakes to dispatch.
Yeah, we found out they were putting our calls out at the highest priority.
When I was working patrol, every month I'd send a case of Sam's cupcakes to the ladies' dispatch because I'm not stupid.
But they would call Scott for us. And then Scott would phone patch us, collect call in those days to our houses.
It's a hell of a good call.
Yeah, well, not really from Scott Air Force Base, stateside, to wherever we lived. And there was a list of things you couldn't talk about. And I think 99% of the people obeyed that list. There was always a proverbial 1%. But you could also get down to Diego Garcia, and at certain times of the night down there, which was daytime here, because it's about 12, 14 hours out, you could get Scott on HF as clear as we're sitting here talking right now.
Really?
And the poor folks at Scott go, okay, where do you want the patch to? But when you were on HF, everything had to do, you had to do the out over, I love you over, and go back and forth for a while.
Cupcakes didn't help me get the good calls. Cupcakes made sure they didn't forget about me. Because you can ask any cop, at least once a year in their career, they will be out on a domestic or a traffic stop or out doing something. Tell dispatcher out doing something, and the dispatch forgets about them.
Will do, Greg.
I never had that happen.
Although Kelly seemed to like it when he got left out.
Yeah, but when you're doing domestic and
Yeah, they forget about it.
dispatch forgets to check on you, that's not a good feeling.
Nope.
When you just pulled over a Suburban full of Jamaicans on US 287, 20 miles from nowhere at 3 a.m. It really sucks when you get done and you put your revolver away and they drive off and dispatch goes, "Oh, I forgot you were there."
Oh, ow.
Cupcakes. Yeah. Cupcakes help make sure they don't forget you.
Yeah.
Um,
Have fun, John.
Let's see here. Last couple weeks ago, I went ahead and filed the correct paperwork with the Wichita County of State of Texas, and Rita and I now officially own Raconteur Press in paper. So, yay! I'm not sure how I feel about this. I've been a lot of things in my life. I've never been a businessman, and I'm not.
Well, now you're stuck with it.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. This is different.
Run the value up, find some idiot to sell it to.
Yeah, the only problem there is I've got a certain proprietary interest right now.
Start with 100 million and work down from there.
Shit. If I get Hollywood to buy a couple of or option a couple of the books, I'd be a happy camper. So are my authors.
Yeah. Stand out front and look pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm now a businessman, so I've never had a tax number before, which really, looking at tax number really makes me nervous.
Yeah, because now you got to file those taxes too.
Well, at least it's not a prisoner number yet.
I've already had one of those.
And you got to pay your employees,
I do.
which means you got to take out taxes for them.
Oh no. I give them shares in the books coming out because that's. Oh, speaking, I mentioned that we have 8% of the top 100.
Yeah.
Do you have a CPA friend to help? I'm gonna have to find one.
Well, we know one.
I'm not sure I want to stick this on them. But yeah, so I are now actually a businessman, and I've never been one of those before. So
Well, we know somebody that just passed their CPA.
I know several people with CPAs.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I want to stick this. You know one locally? I know a couple.
Yeah.
You could always call Yard Moose Mountain and
No. One thing I'm learning is when it comes to tax purposes, this whole the whole writing thing is very complicated tax wise. And
Yep.
then when your business is collecting writers, it gets really fucking complicated. So
Now you have 50% of your books in the top 100. Yeah.
no,
That's
we
a
don't.
more impressive way to say it.
Oh, we do, don't we? Holy shit, we do, don't we? Oh wow, we do.
Oh, Differ, you're going to have one of those children. Mini Marine has gun and no pants.
hey, isn't that the way it's supposed to be? Gun is the primary.
If I'm not mistaken, the Marine Corps ball is coming up. So if you find him naked in a potted plant, call his first sergeant.
Yeah.
I'm still remembering the Marine that responded to duty someplace
Yeah.
10,
overnight.
15 years ago with the hearts on his underwear.
Yeah. He had his underwear and a helmet and his gun.
Oh,
they
the-
were in a
He had battle
firefight.
rattle.
Oh, the Marine Corps ball is apparently on Friday this year.
Yeah.
Saturday morning is going to be epic.
Yes.
It's just one of these days. One of these days.
Nancy says Differ just described Gordon as a toddler.
But
I see Gordon with a mustache.
the number of it's going to be Saturday morning when they all start recovering.
Yeah.
And I would like to get a head count of the number of naked Marines in various non-base locations or semi-naked Marines, because that's got to be epic.
Yeah.
I'm just glad we don't have a Marine base near here.
Right.
Yeah. And the Marine invented the first wheel. It was not used in the way you would expect. Yeah.
Not sure how RK mentioned CENTCOM cancel Marine Ball. CENTCOM covers at least the Army one covers Israel and Iran. With the Israeli thing getting kind of squiffy, the Ukraine thing getting kind of squiffy, and Iran being stupid, canceling the Marine Ball is a good idea.
Well, SOCOM only canceled it for their local area.
Yeah, CENTCOM. Yeah, they canceled it for the CENTCOM area for it's a damn good reason.
Yes, CENTCOM is a joint command.
But you don't want to have a whole bunch of your knuckle dragging spirit carriers in one location, in a certain location at a certain time.
Yeah.
That's what we call prime target.
Yeah.
And if you're a jihadi with delusions of grandeur, that's not a.
Yeah, John, I didn't think about that, but Serbia and Kosovo. Yeah, things could go rodeo in many different directions.
I had fun the last time I was in the 80s, but I was a lot younger back then.
Yeah.
I didn't have quite as much mileage the last time I went through the 80s. Because it's sure feeling like the 80s all over again, except with more body aches.
Well, that and we got 1939 level of forces.
Right.
And we got the late 60s just went by too, like the last couple of years.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, we're literally back to the 1939 levels of personnel, ships, we've got about the same number of submarines, but aircraft are broke. They're over their service lives. The new stuff is not coming in on time, and we've depleted our war inventory of weapons and bombs.
Ammunition is not doing it all that well.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're back down to, whatever Mark 82 World War II / Korea / Vietnam bombs we got left in the depots. Granted, you can slap the funky nose and tail on them and make them tap dance the way you want to. But at some point, that 50, 60-year-old warhead ain't going to work like it should.
We need, quite honestly, what needs to happen right now is probably not what everybody else thinks. What needs to happen is we need to start culling our flag officers. We've got way too many flag officers.
Yeah.
We got way too many flag officers that are involved in social dick dancing rather than doing their jobs. We need to call a whole bunch of our 2, 3, and 4-star idiots.
Yeah.
We got 4-star idiots in charge of stuff that 1-star should be in charge of.
Oh, yeah.
We've got 1 and 2 stars in charge of stuff that colonels should be in charge of, and that needs to stop.
Well, that was supposedly what they fixed in the early 90s,
Oh, bullshit.
which when they did the Dartmouth drawdown, which got me and a bunch of other guys that were prior service booted, or we retired because we weren't going to have a chance at a command slot, was to do away with those extraneous generals and admirals and realign the forces, quote unquote. And now here we are 30 years later, right back in that same situation.
Well, not
again.
only do we have too many flag officers, and when I say social dick dancing,
Yeah.
I mean that quite seriously. There's too many flag officers, 2, 3, 4 stars, who believe it's their job to change society.
Yeah.
General Milley being a prime example.
Milley and now Brown.
There's, as Hackworth used to call them, perfume princes.
Yeah.
Somebody else coined Brahmandarians. Brahman, yeah, whatever.
Brahmandarian.
It was a portmanteau of Brahmin and Mandarin. They're in positions they can't really be removed from, of a great deal of power that they're using for social agendas. And here's your social agenda, General. Will this help your people kill people and break their shit? No, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It does not matter. Will this help the Special Forces do it more efficiently? Stack bodies more efficiently? Yes or no? That's it. Period. Yeah. It's a goddamn flow chart. Yes, no is the only answer. If it's no, you don't do it.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. However, the way it actually is,
I know for a fact that there are a bunch of SOCOM, at least on the Army side, SOCOM officers. There are a bunch of SOCOM officers that made field grade. Now, for those of you who don't know, there are 3 different grades of officers. Your company grade, which is 01 through 03. Your field grade, which is 04 through colonel, 06. And your flag grade. There are way too many currently SOCOM field grade officers, lieutenant colonel and colonel, who got promoted not based on how good they were at SOCOM, but the way they were thinking. And not tactically thinking, not strategically thinking, but
politically
thinking.
Yeah, and Rick brings up a good point. What's good for the families too? The families are always the last consideration. There's been a huge kerfluffle, and I know most of you don't follow it, but I do for a number of reasons, with the housing situation in the military on these bases, because they gave all the housing to these corporations who promised to keep the housing up, improve the housing, make everything better.
they never do.
They never do. They haven't. And there are many bases that have housing that has black mold in it, that has plumbing that doesn't work, that has walls falling down inside the house because they were put up so cheaply.
And the families have no choice about using them.
Yeah, and the families have no choice.
That's okay.
Yeah, and you think a regular HOA is bad. It's even worse.
Back in the day when we rode T-Rexes to work and Jim was flying his Pteranodon, when I went to chow hall, it was a mess sergeant and a whole bunch of lackeys.
Yep.
And the food was serviceable.
I was one of them back in the
And
Deep dark ages.
apparently, they went with Aramark to do food.
Yeah.
To do food service.
well, that was Aramark was the second choice. The other one was Cisco.
I don't care. They went with a civilian corporation to do food service. The food went to shit. All of a sudden, every now and then, you'd get a minimum wage food server working for Aramark or Cisco or what the hell ever, or the Chinese Communist Food Servers Union, whose background check was less than stellar.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you that if Aramark or Cisco or the Chinese Communist Food Servers Union or whoever is running the civilians running the DIFAC, if they hire somebody and he turns out that he's, well, a spy, they should go to the president of Cisco or Aramark or the Chinese Communist Food Service Union and shoot him.
Yeah. The other thing that we had back in the day, and this goes back literally to probably around World War I, was the holiday meals. Regardless of what service you were in, they did their best on the holidays to serve you a literal soup to nuts meal wherever you were.
Mhm.
And the Navy especially worked very hard at that in the messes. Because I remember working KP in 1971 over Thanksgiving, and a number of friggin' turkeys that we did.
I remember being on deployment on one Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and hams and everything else. And it was literally from soup to nuts all the way through, and cigarettes or cigars at the end. The only thing you didn't get was booze.
But I was deployed somewhere, I forget where, one Thanksgiving, and the squadron mess sergeant actually flew out.
Yeah.
And the man hated to fly. You have no idea how bad and he flew out and personally brought turkey sandwiches to everybody who was deployed in the field. Yeah, turkey sandwiches and coffee. And
a
it
piece of
wasn't-
pumpkin pie.
Yeah, and it wasn't much,
Yeah.
but and I said the man was he didn't just hate to fly; he was terrified to fly.
Yeah.
And he flew out to everybody who was deployed with a minion, an E4 minion, and everybody got a turkey sandwich and something, and that sure did feel good.
What were the cans that they used to?
Merrimack,
Yeah.
made the eggs green.
Yeah.
Love me some green eggs. You had 3 of them in a Merrimite, I forget which.
Marmite.
Yeah, you had 3 of these little inserts in a insulated oval thing, and I think the inserts were aluminum, but don't
Yes.
quote me on that.
They were aluminum.
And when you put eggs in them, the eggs immediately went green.
There's a reason why I've changed the words to the Dr. Seuss book to I do not like green eggs and spam.
Well,
I ate
sea rats.
plenty of green eggs and spam.
Sea rats were the same thing. You'd
I mean,
open
That's-
those eggs up. They had little sprinkles of ham, but they were definitely green.
one of the
Matter of
reasons,
fact, about that color green.
one of the reasons I love coffee so much was actually the mess sergeant, the squadron mess sergeant, because we get up at before morning nautical twilight because that's when the Russians would be attacking. So we had to be up and ready for the Russians, the Soviet Union. Scum sucking Siberian snow pips. Anyway, so we'd be up at before morning nautical twilight. And he and his KPs would have been up way before then. And they had these giant vats. and they had a water heater that you actually had on your military driver's license. You had to be certified to this water heater.
Yeah.
And giant vats, and they would dump Folgers coffee into these in boiling water. They'd boil it for X number of hours or minutes, and then they'd pour cold water on the top of it to drag the grounds down.
Yeah.
And they'd scoop the top off into the silver bullets. And I hadn't drunk coffee in years because after I drank coffee with Dad. After Dad died, I just didn't drink coffee anymore. And so I got up one morning and it was cold. I forget the hell I was. It was cold. I went to Silver Bullet and pulled off the first coffee of the morning.
Yeah.
And that, no cream, no sugar, that was the best coffee I had ever had. And honest to God, the best coffee I've ever had has been on a Silver Bullet, done cowboy style in the field. I don't know if the fact that you're freezing your chwongas off, and that's just comfort, or if it was actually that good. But I've never had anything as good as that coffee, Folgers coffee out of a Silver Bullet.
Yeah, properly made coffee does not need to be adulterated. For all you people that drink Shirley Temples out there.
I've drunk so much coffee, bad cop coffee, because I didn't realize that cop coffee, they dispatch leaves they brew the coffee when they first get there and they leave it on the burner. So it's burnt, but it'll be burnt by the time I got it. But I'd have to drink it because I needed coffee to stay awake because I always work midnights, love midnights. I burnt my stomach on coffee, and if I don't have really good black coffee, I have heartburn for the next 6 hours. So I have to put sugar cream in it just to prevent the heartburn.
I cannot imagine coffee lasting for 6 hours. I can't imagine a pot of coffee lasting more than an hour.
Well, it's the dispatchers didn't actually drink it. They were all drinking Dr. Pepper. They brewed it for me or whoever was on midnight shift. And I wouldn't get, they'd come on at 10 o'clock. I wouldn't get to it till 3 a.m.
Yeah. Well, Navy coffee is a bit different because it used to be made with 300 psi steam off the
Hola.
off the boilers, off the low pressure side, and on the small boys, it usually had machine of jet fuel because the freshwater tanks and the jet fuel tanks are next to each other.
And steel's porous.
And steel is porous, yeah. So that was what I got used to drinking. Plus, we would get 2 of the jugs of coffee out of the flight mess at the Air Force bases when we flew. But we also brought our own 40-cup percolator.
Kent Rollins has a video on how to do cowboy coffee,
Yeah.
which is very much the same way that the old mess sergeants used to do it.
Yep, the mother and the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, it's he dumps it straight into just handfuls into boiling water,
Yep.
and then pours water in to settle the grounds and pours off the top. And I need to go to his coffee shop and see if that's the coffee I remember, because I said it was just, and I can't stand Folgers these days. It was straight Folgers in a giant vat, like a washing tub, with a U.S. Army water heater, and it'd be a rolling boil. And they'd throw in these cans of coffee, and they'd stir it, and they had the egg timer. The egg timer went off, and they'd yank the water heater out and pour cold water in and start scooping it off into the Silver Bullets. And that was the best coffee. That was the best coffee.
The other thing, talking about cowboy coffee, Arbuckles still exist. They're still making coffee.
Arbuckles is good coffee.
Arbuckles is actually good coffee.
Yeah, it is.
And every bag of Arbuckles still has a peppermint in it.
There's a reason for that. And for those of you that need the historical grinding coffee, Arbuckles used to come. It was in beans. It was. I don't remember if it was roasted, but it was the beans.
Yeah, it was roasted.
Was it roasted?
Yeah.
And the cowboys didn't like having to. The cookie would make the chuck wagon would need somebody to grind the coffee. So the peppermint was there as the bribe for whoever.
Yeah, whoever ground the coffee.
It went for. I'm not grinding that to, I get the peppermint stick. I'll grind it all day long.
Yeah.
It was a bribe.
Yep. True story. But they still serve it, and now it's ground for you.
Immersion heaters, yes.
Yeah.
And it had to be entered on your driver's license.
Yeah.
Actually, on my military driver's license had an immersion heater because as an E4, as punishment for some sins, allegedly, I wound up KP for almost a week straight. And Cookie made me learn how to use the immersion heater. I forget how to do it these days, but
Yeah, but Arbuckle's today is ground coffee. By and
Yeah.
large, you can get it ground or beans, but it always has that stick of peppermint in it.
Ariosa is I think it's Ariosa.
Yeah,
is
Ariosa.
Is the standard. It's a really good medium roast coffee.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's a
Arbuckle's-
lot cheaper than that Starbucks shit.
well, I'm
Of
mad
course,
at Starbucks.
anything's cheaper at Starbucks.
I'm annoyed at Starbucks right now, and not so much Starbucks as I'm annoyed at the Chinese Communist Coffee Workers and Baristas Party that's representing their baristas and decided to support Hamas in their current line of bullshit.
Oh,
So we have a couple of local houses, Frank and Joe's, which
Yeah.
is really good, Odd Duck and 8th Street Coffee House. Oh, and Hook and Ladder.
Yeah.
Hook and Ladder is run by retired firemen. And when you order, if you're early enough in the morning, they will grab a cup of beans, roast them for you, grind them for you, and then make your coffee.
what's funny is Frank and Joe's is across the street from the local Starbucks.
Yep.
And Frank and Joe's usually has a longer life.
Smoke checks them.
Yeah.
And there's Frank and Joe's. They have their own, but they're the coffee blends that everybody in Wichita likes come out of Oak Cliff.
Yeah.
There's a couple of really floofy guys down at Oak Cliff that roast coffee, and they send it up here to Frank and Joe's in the back of a pickup.
Yeah.
Right out of the roaster. And Frank and Joe's will grind it right there, or I think the Oak Cliff grinds it. But anyway, that's
so.
that you get. It's been roasted that morning. 8th Street's good. Odd Duck is good. I like Frank and Joe's.
Yep, and none of them have an attitude.
Nope.
Which is really nice.
And it sounds like they actually have coffee as opposed to burnt beans.
Yeah,
which-
yeah. They don't burn their beans. Starbucks. If you're not getting a caffeine based milk drink, if you're going for a mocha or a frappuccino
Yeah.
or what the hell ever, don't get straight coffee. Straight coffee from Starbucks sucks.
Big time. And costs an arm and a leg.
It costs way more than burnt black bean water should cost. Now, if I was talking to Joe the gunsmith last night actually, about we've had this long running discussion regarding sock guns and polite guns.
Yeah.
And we've come to the conclusion, we've been debating this, we've been refining this theory for a year now, that if you're going to get a pistol and you're going to carry it and check it and train with it, you need a semi-auto. If you're going to get a pistol, fire it a couple times and throw it in a sock in your underwear drawer, get a revolver. Well, I've been carrying a sock gun for a while, and that's a rant for another time. Disregard this. Y'all are interested in this, so
Yeah.
I when Rita wants, here's where I was going. Squirrel, yes. Rita occasionally wants a almond flavored milk based caffeine delivery system, and Frank and Joe's doesn't do amaretto or almonds, so Starbucks does. So when she wants that, I will throw on a robe and throw the sock gun into the pocket and drive down Starbucks and get her almond flavored milk based caffeine delivery system. Other than that, I don't use Starbucks.
I don't use them in. Actually, I found going through airports, Einstein's Bagels had better coffee than Starbucks.
No kidding. There's an Einstein Bagel at MSU.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was there. Rita didn't tell me it was there. I didn't realize it was there.
Oh, son of a bitch!
Well, the coin-operated machines that you used to put a quarter in,
Yeah.
I have no idea what it is now, give better coffee than Starbucks.
Yeah.
No kidding. Starbucks, like I said, they burn their beans.
What's funny, if you're in Japan, there's canned coffee. And you know who's on the label? Most of them, Tommy Lee Jones. He is on multiple advertising, but most of it is coffee over there.
I used to like Black Rifle, and I used to support Black Rifle because whenever I can, I support veterans
Yeah.
because that's just the way of it. Black Rifle got a little stupid.
A little stupid.
I don't do Black Rifle much anymore, mainly because, guys, y'all need to pump the brakes. But they have this 200 milligram caffeine shot.
Yeah.
That's mocha flavored, and when you're deep in the heart of Tennessee, paddle faster, higher Banjos, Arkansas, about the only decent canned or bottled coffee you get is that Black Rifle 200 milligram caffeine energy shot.
Yeah.
I gave one to Rita one time. Oh my God, I shouldn't. Rita doesn't do a lot of caffeine.
Yeah.
That was fun. I shouldn't have done it, but it was fun.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have gone from Black Rifle to King Harv's.
Yep.
And it's more power to them because King Harv's, they're having fun with theirs.
They're having fun. They're staying out of the politics.
Yes.
They're making good coffee.
Yeah.
They're not changing the world. They're just, here's some good coffee. What do you think of this coffee?
Yeah.
I think it's good. All right, we'll grind more of it.
Yeah.
I wish all businesses would. I don't care what you're selling.
Yep.
Sell me a good product. Don't sell me whatever your political aspirations of the week are.
Bingo.
Yep.
Bingo. There's a lot of Blanket Fort. I rotate. I've got King Harv's Blanket Fort. I've got Ariosa from Arbuckles. If I have to, I'll buy community coffee from the store. Peter and Dot found a company, De Espresso Libre.
Yeah.
It's allegedly run by a Special Forces veteran of the global war on idiots.
Yeah.
And I got Dot gave me a cup of coffee that I think it's their OSS blend.
Yeah.
That's a really good cup of coffee. It really is.
Yeah, the Vietnamese bakery. Yeah. Vietnamese bakeries usually surprisingly have coffee, and it's good coffee.
Vietnamese coffee is very much similar to Cuban coffee.
Yeah.
I've had Vietnamese coffee before. I didn't realize it was similar to Cuban coffee until Cedar made some up here, I believe, on a live stream. She made it was Maggie Hogarth's recipe, and that was good. That was good.
And she's never done it again, damn it.
Nope.
She also makes a really good Turkish coffee.
Oh, Turkish coffee is
It takes a little cream and sugar.
I don't mind Turkish coffee. I don't mind
It
Turkish
takes a little
coffee.
cream and sugar. Okay. It takes a little cream and sugar, compared to
Anything else?
Yeah.
she's even got the little Ebrik and all that.
Yeah.
Well, the thing about Turkish or Moroccan coffee, it's good stuff, but it can be an acquired taste because they put cardamom and cinnamon in it. And I like cardamom in coffee when I'm in the mood for it. There's a shit ton of sugar and heavy cream and cardamom and sometimes black pepper. They have a mixture of spices.
Yeah.
They put in Turkish and Moroccan coffee. It's really good. It really is. But one.
You can drink two. Then you
And,
spend the rest of the night
unless-
buzzing around the house.
have a Narcan auto injector on standby.
Yeah. Especially if you're going into the souk to go shopping.
I've sat in a lot of souks waiting for somebody, waiting for an idiot, and sipping on. I quickly learned to sip on tea and not coffee.
Yeah. But if you go into a shop,
Oh God.
they're going to offer you coffee first.
Or tea.
Yeah.
Gunpowder mint tea is really good stuff.
Yeah.
And I've drunk a lot of it.
Well, I would always drink the coffee because I didn't care for hot tea.
Me and Chris would, because in Africa and in Middle East, you are old enough to stand up at the counter, come in and it's like coffee for dad, coffee for mom, coffee for kids.
That's the same thing in Louisiana. You grow up drinking coffee, drinking chicory.
Yeah.
Community club or Cafe Del Mar or French Market.
I think that's almost every place in the South. You grow up drinking coffee.
Yeah.
Uh,
As kids, we didn't
Yep,
get a
that's
lot
what I
of
thought I read.
Cokes.
That's what I thought I read.
We didn't get a lot of sweet drinks. Tea was about it.
I drank coffee up until I was old enough that I wound up leaving my grandparents' house and living with my parents in Ohio.
Yeah.
At which point the coffee went away, which was disturbing.
Yeah.
But that was normal in Kentucky.
Yeah.
Normal in Louisiana.
I know
K-cups.
some people are talking about K-cups. I don't like K-cups.
I don't like Keurigs. There's every Keurig, every cup, and I have to drink Keurig coffee at work on
Yeah.
Saturday morning because they don't fire up the coffee maker. So one of the offices has a Keurig in it, and there's an alcohol overtaste to every cup of Keurig I've ever had. There's this alcohol whang to it.
It's the plastics.
I don't know. It's not pleasant.
Well, I've used a Keurig once. That was down in Australia because I bought it and took it with me. Because down there, it's instant coffee. Unless you're up late enough that you can actually get to a coffee shop that's open.
I will give Black Rifle Coffee Company one thing. Their instant coffee sticks are the best instant coffee I've
Yeah.
ever had. There's actually decent instant coffee. It's
But
kind of sad.
Nescafe,
That's Rita. That was Rita.
that's all the friggin' hotels in Australia served in Japan was Nescafe. And that shit nasty.
I've got a pack of Black Rifle coffee sticks in somewhere. It's in the pickup somewhere in one of the ammo cans because coffee.
Yeah. Differ says energy and coffee shots in college, heart palpitations in 19-year-olds. Yeah. My youngest daughter was a paramedic for a number of years. And they had a standby for a hostage situation in Sacramento. It went on for hours. And 2 units on standby. Well, the guy on the other rig, the paramedic, was coming off of 24. He was supposed to already be off. So he was trying to stay awake and was doing coffee shots.
Oh God.
And my daughter said, all of a sudden, the EMT from the other rig came over and goes, "You need to take a look at this guy." She said she walked over and the guy's doing it. Literally, he's sitting there just trembling. So she got a quick heart valve.
Let's go ahead and start that IV wide open.
Yeah.
You're gonna pee for about the next 2 hours.
His heart rate was 160. He was sitting still.
2 IVs wide open. Bilateral IVs wide open.
That's what she did
Yep.
to get him to come down far enough.
I keep seeing Cedar's been talking about Trader Joe's. Everybody keeps. I'm starting to see Trader Joe's pop up a lot more. Apparently, they have amazing stuff.
I've never been
No,
that.
it's Jungle Jim. She talks about.
Jungle Gyms. Oh yeah. That's,
okay.
Jungle Jim's, Trader Joe's, same thing.
No.
It's the same type of store. It's just different merchandise.
I need to find really good coffee sticks that don't come from Black Rifle.
Yeah,
Trader
we've
Joe's is
wasted.
a hipster place. Jungle Gyms is if you want it and it's foreign, they've got it.
Yeah,
All right.
Trader Joe's started out that way.
It's now a hipster place. And
Yeah.
doesn't,
Well, we've wasted another hour of your time, folks.
Boy, we have. Sorry about the rant.
Yeah.
which one?
Point. I get a little wound up about special forces and stupidity.
Well, there's plenty to go around these days.
No kidding, right?
If you haven't voted, folks, get your butt out the door, go vote. And, we'll be back on Thursday. God willing, the creek don't rise.
Allegedly, we'll be back on Thursday.
Yep.
And the girls will still be in
Las Vegas, lost wages.
Lost Wages. That's They need 20 books, 50K needs to move that con. I just
Yeah.
Las Vegas. I just
What happens in Las Vegas should stay there, but usually doesn't.
No.
it's a white spot in the middle of the desert,
Yeah.
sucking down way too much water and with way too much misery. They're profiting off of misery and it annoys the crap out of me.
And on that note, folks, remember, don't bet the sweaty stuff. Don't sweat the petty stuff.
Be safe, guys.
We'll see you Thursday. Thanks for coming in.